So welcome today, everyone. This is chapter 9. And this is halfway. If we finish this chapter, halfway we have done the Bhagavad Gita. Another 9 more chapters after today. So who would like to, okay. Nange, you want to do again, this one?
Prabhuji can give somebody else.
Okay. Someone else would like to volunteer? I thought maybe you will be very enthusiastic.
Prabhu, can I volunteer to read?
Yes, please.
Hare Krishna.
Okay.
Om Ajnana Timirandasya Jananjana Salakaya Chakshur Unmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Nama. I was born in the darkness ignorance, and my spiritual master opened my eyes with the torch of knowledge. I offer my respectful obeisances unto him. Mantra prayer to A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Sri Prabhupada. Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swamine iti namine. Swamin iti Namaste Saraswate Devi Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Desha Tarini. I offer my respectful obeisances unto His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, who is very dear to Lord Krishna, having taken shelter at his lotus feet. Our respectful obeisances are unto you, O spiritual master, servant of Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami. You are kindly preaching the message of Lord Chaitanya Deva and delivering the Western countries, which are filled with impersonalism and voidism. Panchatattva Mantra. Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda, Sri Advaita Gadadhara, Sri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. I offer my obeisance to Sri Krishna Chaitanya, Prabhu Nityananda, Sri Advaita Gadadhara, Sri Vasa and all others in the line of devotion. Maha Mantra. Maha means great and mantra means sacred chant for deliverance. Of all mantras in the Vedas, one is called the Maha Mantra or Great Mantra. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. The words Hare, pronounced Hare, Krishna, pronounced Krishna, and Rama, rhymes with Rama, are Sanskrit words. Hare is an address to God's energy known as Radha, and Krishna is name of God, meaning he who is attractive to everyone. Rama means one who gives pleasure and enjoys life. When chanted, the Maha Mantra is a petition to God. O Krishna, O energy of Krishna, please engage me in your divine service. Hare Krishna.
Right. Thank you very much. Okay, Hare Krishna, everyone. This is Gita Gyan, chapter number 9. And someone can volunteer to read this?
Hare Krishna Prabhu, I can try and read this.
Yes, please.
The Gita Gyan, the essence of Bhagavad Gita. Devaki Nandana Krishnu Gita Pattena Tusyati. Yata na vidair janena yagna tirtha vratadibihi. The son of Devaki, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Sri Krishna, cannot be satisfied by anyone's study of the Vedas, charity, sacrifice, pilgrimage, or vows, as much as he is satisfied by the devotional recitation of the Gita. Vaishnava Tantriya Sara 20.
you, Mati.
Hare Krishna. Thank you.
So we take the darshan of Radha Krishna. We chant Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Take the blessings from Radha Krishna and ask for the mercy that we can read the Bhagavad Gita next week. So we are also taking the blessings and pranaming our pranams to the Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada, founder Acharya of the International Society for Krishna Consciousness. Okay, who would like to read this today? Volunteer?
Hare Krishna, I will read, Prabhu. Ye sravanti patanti eva gita sastram ahanisam na deve manusa jneya deva rupa na samsaya. One who day and night hears and recites the Gita is never to be taken as a mere human being. Without a doubt, he is veritable God. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So one who day and night hears and recites. You don't have to day and night. You just read some part in one time, and then you practice the Gita. Is considered also you are reciting the Gita day and night. That means you're putting the Gita into your application in your life. And then I give you one nice story. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, is Lord Chaitanya. 520 over years ago he came. He is Krishna. He came as in the devotee form to teach us about the proper following the Vedic principles and the correct scriptures to read and what to read and what to emphasize on. So when we read the Chaitanya Charamita, Mahaprabhu has given all this information in that. So anyway, one day he went to this Korma temple, and there was this one man, and he was reading the Gita. And every time someone passed by, they will look at him and just like laugh. And then Mahaprabhu was a bit surprised. Why are people passing this Prabhu who is reading the Gita and laughing at him? So he asked one of the Prabhus. He said, why are people doing this? He said, you look at this Prabhu, he actually cannot read and write. He is illiterate. That he is holding the Gita and he is like reading it. And can you see the Gita is upside down? So you see, that is why we are a bit, we are a little bit amused that he is holding the Gita. If he can't read, what's the point? And then Mahaprabhu noticed that actually tears were coming out from his eyes. So he was very surprised, a person who cannot read the Gita and look like he's reading the Gita and tears are coming out from his eyes. So he went to the Prabhu and he said, I understand that you cannot read. He said, yes, I cannot read. Then why are you holding the Gita? He says, just the Gita and the Krishna is non-different. So I'm just holding the Gita and I am feeling that Krishna is with me. Then he's saying, why are you crying? He said, because whenever I touch the Gita and I see there's a picture of Krishna holding the reins of the chariot. Now, Krishna is such a supreme Lord, and the reins of the chariot are very hard. So when the charioteer holds the rein of the chariot, sometimes the reins would cut into the hand of the charioteer. So I'm feeling how much Krishna will feel pain. So I have so much love for Krishna. I feel so pain. I'm praying that Krishna, the pain that you have, better you give me, you don't get any pain. Then Mahaprabhu said, among all the people here, this man has understood the essence of the Gita. Some people read the Gita, but they don't understand the essence. But this man don't know how to read, but he has understood the essence. And what is the essence of the Gita? It is that actually your full surrender to the Lord. Basically, Gita is explaining how to fully surrender. And he said this man has fully surrendered to the Lord. So in this way, you can see that a person who applies what the Gita is, what Krishna is saying the Gita into his life, that is a person of full surrender. But if you just read the Gita and then you don't apply it, actually that is not full surrender. That means the essence of the Gita you haven't got yet. Okay? Today is chapter 9, the most confidential knowledge. What was chapter 8 about? Can anyone remember something about chapter 8? What was 7 questions Arjuna asked, and the 7th question Krishna answered mostly the rest of chapter 8. And what is that? How does one remember Krishna and go back to the spiritual world? Okay, so now Krishna is giving the most confidential knowledge. He is elaborating more on bhakti yoga and the do's and the don'ts of doing, and how to, and explaining a little more about life and death. Okay. Okay, who would like to read this?
Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Indra.
Sri Bhagavan Uvacha Idam Tu Te Gaya Taman
You want me to help you?
Yes, please.
Okay. Sri Bhagavan Uvacha
Sri Bhagavan Uvacha
Idam tu te guyatamam
Idam Tu Te Guya Tanam Tamam
pravakshami
Pravakshami
anasuyaye
Anasuvaye
jnanam vijnana
Jnanam Vidyana
sahitam
Sahitam
yagyatva
Yagjatva
mokshase subhat.
Moksha Se Subhat.
Yeah.
The Supreme Personality of Godhead said, "My dear Arjuna, because you are never envious of me, I shall impart to you this most confidential knowledge and realization, knowing which you shall be relieved of the miseries of material existence."
Thank you.
Hare
So this is the most confidential knowledge. To get the most confidential knowledge, you must not be envious of Krishna. If you have a teacher and you're envious of the teacher, you cannot learn from the teacher, because there is a wall stopping you from learning between you and the teacher. So in this way, Krishna says, a person who is not envious of me. Who is an example of a person envious of Krishna? Kamsa. You know, he's envious of Krishna. So many demonic people are envious of Krishna. They cannot learn the Gita because nothing will go in their head. There will be a wall. So Krishna says, Arjuna, you are not envious to me. Actually, not only is Krishna not envious, Arjuna not envious of Krishna. Actually, Arjuna loves Krishna. That is even better. Then I shall impart to you this most confidential knowledge and realization. Already, actually, Krishna has in 8 chapters given him a lot of confidential knowledge and instruction. And this is the most confidential knowledge and realization. And if you know this, you will be relieved of the miseries of material existence. You will get free from the chain. The chain is binding us. You become free. This lady is free already. After graduation, she said, I'm free from studies. Okay? So like that. Okay, who would like to read this?
Prabhu, can I try?
Yes.
Please correct me if I'm making a mistake.
Okay.
Hare Krishna. Raja Vidya Raja Guhyam Pavitram Idam Uttamam Praktya Sarvagamam Savagamam Dharmamyam Sukham Kartum Avyayam. This knowledge is the king of education, the most secret of all secrets. It is the purest knowledge, and because it gives direct perception of the self by realization, it is the perfection of religion. It is everlasting and it is joyfully performed. Hare Krishna.
Okay, Krishna says that the king of education is very secretive, because in a way it is available to everyone, but in a way it is secret, because even a person who takes a Gita, he may not be able to understand. So you need some guru to help you, right? So it is the purest knowledge. This Gita is the purest knowledge because it gives direct perception of the self by realization. You will understand the soul's relationship with Krishna. That is the direct perception of self by realization. What Krishna is saying, your connection of your soul with Krishna is soul. It is perfection of religion. This Gita is the perfection of all religion, and our Vedic knowledge is the perfection of all religion. It is the highest form of knowledge. It is everlasting and is joyfully performed. It is not something that makes you unhappy. It will give you bliss, it will give you peace, it will give you happiness. So don't think that spiritual life, following spiritual life will give you unhappiness and you won't be blissful. You will be blissful. On the other hand, the other things will make you binded to the material world, like Dundukari got bound to the material world even though he is a devotee. But the other people don't even devotee, that's even worse. They are totally lost and they are totally thinking that it will give them pleasure, but finally they get nothing. Steve Jobs, you know, he was so successful, but finally he is going to die. Alexander the Great told his people, you know, he reached India and he became sick, and then they had to turn back. They say, we are very tired. We have been fighting from all the way from Greece, all the way we have reached India, but we can't go on. We want to turn back. So then Alexander the Great said, okay, let's turn back. So as they were going, he became sick and he was going to die. And then he told people, when you put me in the coffin, put my hands out of the coffin. They say, why? Why? He said, at least people know I came to this world empty-handed and I will leave the world empty-handed. So finally he came to the realization that all these material things that he has fought so much on is all useless because he can't enjoy it. He's been fighting and fighting and fighting and finally died. Our poor man Steve Jobs is also the same. You know, Steve Jobs, when he was a student, when he was a student, he was so poor he had no food to eat. And they used to walk 2-3 kilometers because there were some ISKCON devotees who were giving out free food. So they will go all the way, walk all the way, don't have car, no nothing. So they walk all the way to eat the free food and they will eat as much as they can. This is the once a week they will go there because the devotees give out free food once a week. And that was the really full meal they used to eat once a week, he and one more of his friends. The other days, all they would be saving money. You see, he in young age also, he had suffered so much. Finally, he became successful. Then finally, he died. After becoming so famous. But what does it give you? Nothing. Because at the time of death, you are not going back to the spiritual world because you did not understand, you did not read the Gita. So don't unbalance yourself. Give some time to your spiritual life. It is very, very important to give time. Out of 24 hours, give some time to the Lord, because that's the only thing that can really help you at the time of death. Okay, now let's see. Okay, who would like to read 9, 11, this one? Any volunteer?
Hare Krishna, sir.
Hare Krishna.
Avajananti mam mudha manushim tanum ashritam param bhavam ajananto mama bhuta maheshwaram. Fools deride me when I descend in the human form. They do not know my transcendental nature as the Supreme Lord of all that be. Thank you.
So this is what Krishna is telling to Arjuna. Kamsa, he did not know. This is Kamsa. He did not know that Krishna is the Supreme Lord. And he has been trying to kill Krishna by sending so many demons to kill him. His friends all were demons. One big Agasura, Denasura, so many different demons went. All his friends, Putana, all went to kill the Krishna. All were killed by Krishna. So in this way, he was very foolish. He thinks he doesn't know that Krishna is the Supreme Lord. So you see, he said they are all fools. But devotees know that Krishna is the Supreme Lord. Bhishmadev knew. He said, this person, he told the Pandavas when he was on the battlefield with the arrows pierced on him. He said, this person whom you call cousin is actually the Supreme Lord. Bhishmadev. Akura knew that this is the Supreme Lord. There are so many devotees who knew, but there were many demons who were totally bewildered and they did not know that this Krishna is the Supreme Lord. So he says, fools. Fools are those people who have no knowledge. When you say this is a fool, it means this fellow got no knowledge, right? A smart person has a lot of knowledge. Deride me. They look down when I come in this form as Krishna. They do not know my transcendental. Who would like to read 9, 12, and then 9, 13 here? Rema, you want to read?
Hare Krishna Prabhu, what did you ask? 9:13, is it?
9:12 from Bhagavad Gita and 9:13.
Shall I read?
Yes.
Okay. 9:12. Those who are thus bewildered are attracted by demonic and aesthetic views. In that deluded condition, their hopes for liberation, their fruitive activities, and their culture of knowledge are all defeated. Text 12. 13, the English, is it? Or the whole thing?
Okay.
You may have to help me. I'll try to read it.
Yeah. Manas
Mahatmanas
tu mampartha
tu manprata
Daivim pratim
daivim pratim
asritaha
ashrita
bhajanti ananya
bhajanti ananya
manaso
manaso
janatva
janatva
bhutadim avyaya. Yeah.
bhutadim adyayam.
Yeah.
O son of Pradha, those who are not deluded, the great souls, are under the protection of the divine nature. They are fully engaged in devotional service because they know me as the Supreme Personality of Godhead, original and inexhaustible.
Thank you.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So you can see that a person, Krishna says in 9:12, they are attracted by demonic and atheistic views, and they are so much into wanting money, wanting material wealth, wanting respect, wanting name and fame, then and that they are totally unhappy, and they will achieve nothing in the end, because whatever they got, everything they have to give up and just die, finish, nothing they carry. But if you are not deluded by the material world, you are a great soul and you are under the protection of me. The divine nature is Krishna. You are fully engaged in devotional service because you know me as the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who is original and inexhaustible. I am always there. I want to ask you one thing. Who is your best friend? You have a friend, example. So your friend, you have to keep in touch with your friend. Otherwise, the friend will say, what type of friend you are? But then with God, supposing you keep in touch with God today, then maybe 1 week you never do anything, never think of God, nothing. Then after 1 week, you again come in touch with God, and then and God is there, and He never say, why you never come to me for 1 week? He's there only, permanent. Even you don't go to Him for 3 years and you go to God 3 years, He is still there. Even when you are old, He is still there. He is always there, the Supreme Lord. He is inexhaustible. But if you have a good friend or whatever, you have to cultivate and after a while, if you keep our touch, it all changes also. Sometimes it can change. So in this way, Lord is always there, and He is always there for you. Even if you forget Him, then you go back to Him. He is still happy to see you. He is like a father or a mother. You leave the house and you leave and you decide to disappear for 1 year. When you come back, they will still welcome you back into the house. They will not say no to you. So sometimes the lady goes and marries some person who turns out to be a bad person. And she comes back, the parents still accept the daughter back, you know. So because why? Because it's their daughter. So the Lord is like that. Whatever it is, you always think of him, he's very happy. You sometimes forget him and then come back after 1 year, he's also happy. And here you see Draupadi. There is a very famous scene in the Mahabharata where Yudhishthira lost everything and even put his wife Draupadi on the gambling. You know, so bad is gambling that your mind becomes totally, you become totally stupid. You will do something which is very detrimental. How can you put your own wife as a wager? A wife doesn't belong to you. The wife belongs to Krishna. But you think the wife belongs to you, you can put your wife in the gambling match? So that is wrong thinking. But anyway, the story is he put her and he lost the match. And then the Dusasan, one of the Kauravas, was told by Duryodhan, go and bring this girl. I want you to bring this girl here. And he went, and then he told Draupadi, come with me. He said, I'm not coming with you. Why should I come? We already won you in the match. You have to come. He said, I am not the person who, I don't agree to be put in the match. How can I be put in the match? I not follow you. And he pulled her by the hair and dragged her to this court where all the king was there, all the Kauravas were there, Bhishma Dev was there, all the elderly people were there, and they were watching the scene and not doing anything. Can you believe this situation? How terrible it is? And the Bhishma was very angry. He wanted to go and help, but Yudhishthira said, no, don't. So then Bhishma also stopped. And not Bhishma, Bhima. Bhima, the one of the, because Draupadi got 5 husbands. All the 5 Pandavas was married to one lady. This is another story. If you know the Mahabharata, you know the story. But anyway, so then the Dusasan said, come, Draupadi, sit on my lap. And then Bhima said, I will smash your legs one day and you won't be able to walk. No, not Bhishma, sorry. Duryodhan said. And then Bhima, so angry, he said, I will smash your legs one day. You know? And then after that, anyway, Dusasan started taking out her sari. You know, and she was holding on to her sari and she was asking Krishna, please help me. Because she saw that all the elders, the king, all like fools only sitting down there doing nothing. And then she see her husband's also doing nothing. So she decided that the only person left I can call on is Krishna. So she called Krishna, please help me. And then the sari was being opened. And then she put one hand up. Krishna, please help me. And then still the sari was going to finish. Then she said, it's no point I holding on to the sari. Then she put up both hands and said, Krishna, please help me. Immediately Krishna came and the sari was unending. And they were pulling and pulling and pulling until the person who's pulling also got very tired. Why Krishna gave the unending sari to Draupadi. So until they, and then they realized that they can't do this. So you just understand that the finally, who is the person who will help you? It is only Krishna. At the time of the really great need, at the time of death, who can help you? Only Krishna. No one else can. Your family all cannot. I'm so sorry. They can only help you by doing some rituals after you die so that you don't have to suffer so much. But if you are already thinking of Krishna at the time of death, these rituals all actually no need. But of course, they don't know whether you went back or not. So if you didn't go back, these rituals are needed. You know, okay, like in Garuda Purana, those who have saw the tape, I sent you all the tape, right? Garuda Purana. Oh no, those who requested for it. Anyway, there are 3 days lecture on it. At the last day, the Prabhu has spoken that those who actually go back to spiritual world, all these things is no need. But we don't know whether the person go back. Okay. 1 minute, let me see whether we need to read something. (9:20) and 9:21. Who can read? Who hasn't read? Can you volunteer?
Hare Krishna. Can I read, sir?
Yes.
You want me to read 9:20, eh?
9:20 and 21 from the Gita book.
Okay, 20, yeah? Okay, text 20. Those who study the Vedas and think the Soma Jews seeking the heavenly planets worship me indirectly, purified of sinful reaction, and they take birth on the pious heavenly planet of Indra, where they enjoy godly delights. Okay, that's text 21. Sorry, 20. 21 is when they have thus enjoyed vast heavenly sense pleasure and the results of their pious activities are exhausted, they return to this mortal planet again. Thus, those who seek sense enjoyment by adhering to the principles of the 3 Vedas achieve only repeated birth and death. 9.22.
No,
and then
wait. That's
sorry.
20 and 21.
Yeah, done already.
Okay, thanks. Okay, so basically here Krishna is saying very nicely, if you are in a mode of goodness and you're doing pious things and you're doing very nice things and you're praying to the devas very nicely, Krishna say you are worshipping me, but indirectly, because you think that I am the that the devas are the supreme lord, but actually I am. But it's okay. But you will go there. You know, you will go to the planet of Indra, the heavenly planet, where you can enjoy a lot of things, very nice enjoyment you have. But the unfortunate thing is, when you have finished, you know, you finish the pious activities, you already finished, exhausted, you come back to this mortal planet again, to earth again. So those who seek sense enjoyment by following the Vedas, which are telling that you do this, you will get this. You do this, you will get this. So they do a lot of pious activities and they do a lot of what you call rules and regulations that is in the Vedas to achieve the heavenly planet. The Vedas have the Karma Kanda section and also a spiritual section. This one is the Karma Kanda section where you will do a lot of pious things and you follow, and also you do a lot of sacrifice, you go to the heavenly planet. But then that is not what Krishna wants Arjuna to do. What does he want to do? He wants to do as per in this video. Sorry. 9:22. Who would like to read this?
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Ananyas chintayanto mam ye jana yug pasate tesam nitya viyuktanam yoga semam vahami aham. But those who always worship me with exclusive devotion, meditating on my transcendental form, to them I carry what they lack and I preserve what they have. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So Krishna says, if you worship me with exclusive devotion, meditating on my transcendental form, even if you are imperfect, I will take out the imperfection in you and bring you back to the spiritual world. So here we have Prahlad. He was actually a devotee of the Lord, and his father was Hiranyakashipu. Yesterday we sang the bhajan, right? Nashima mantra. So that is the story. That is the mantra of Lord Nrsimhadev. So the son always was praying to Lord Narayan, and the father was an atheistic demon. And he said, don't pray to Narayan. I don't like you to pray to Narayan. You must pray to me. I am giving everybody the food. I am making everyone happy. Pray to me. I am the one who is giving. But of course, who is giving him the things? Nobody. But anyway, so then he says, no, the power that you have is actually from the Supreme Lord Narayana. So he got very angry. He said, either you stop it or I'll kill you. And then he never said anything. So then he was very angry. He told the people, okay, go ahead and take the spear and pierce him and kill him. So they brought him to another place and they put him and they start trying to kill him. But the spear cannot go through the body. It just got stuck. And then they try how much. And then they put him with a snake. Can you see this? Sorry. Can you see the snake? They put him with the snakes. And the snakes also did not bite him at all. Then they took him and put him with a mad elephant. They asked the elephant to step on him. But the elephant could not step on him. And then after that, he says, what is this? This is terrible, the father said. Okay, he asked his sister, Holika, you have a special boon that if you go into the fire, you will not get burned. So bring my son into the fire and let him burn and you come out. So they make a big fire and Holika took the nephew and you just imagine how terrible Holika is following her stupid brothers. So anyway, she went in and she was burned and the boy came out because he was praying Om Namo Narayana Namaha and Holika got burned. But then Holika got a special boon by a sage whom she served, and he was very pleased. He said, you will never get burned by fire. He gave her the benediction. But how is it that this time she got burned? Because the sage also said that this boon should not be used for a wrong purpose. But she didn't remember that, and then she went in and she died, and he came out. So that's why in North India, you know, there is one festival, they throw colors. Everyone goes out and everyone throw colors at each other. I don't know if you have seen it. In South India, I don't think they do that. But in North India, they have a festival because it's called the Holi Festival. Because when Prahlad came out and the sister died, everyone was so happy that they took colors and they started throwing at each other. So that's a festival once a year. There is a day. So anyway, then the father got very angry. And then he said, throw him off the cliff. And then he said, Om Namo Narayana Namaha. Also, he was saved. Then he said, okay, I am your father. Yes. You must follow what I say. Yes. Take this poison and drink it. Then the Prahlad offered the poison to the Lord and drank. Nothing happened to him. And the father got so angry. He said, "What is this? Where are you getting the power from?" Because he was very, very amazed. Then he said, "The power that I'm getting is also the power that you are getting from, which is none other than the Supreme Lord." He said, "Where is your Supreme Lord? Is he everywhere?" Prahlad said, "Yes, Lord is everywhere." "Is he in this pillar?" He said, "Yes." Then the father took the sword and smashed the pillar, and out came this nice incarnation of the Lord, Nrsimhadev. And they had a big fight, and finally Nrsimhadev killed Hiranyakashipu. But the question is, why did he not kill him like this? Because Hiranyakashipu had done a great austerity earlier on, and Brahma was came to him and said, "You have done austerity for 1,000 years. So what is the boon you want?" He said, "I don't want to be killed, but I don't want to die." Then Brahma said, "I myself will die one day. I cannot give you something I don't have myself. If I got $100 and you come to me and say, I want $1,000, can I give you $1,000? Cannot, because I only got $100. I can give you up to that." So then Hiranyakashipu said, "Okay, I don't want to die in the daytime or nighttime." And then the Brahma said, "Okay, I give you that boon. I don't want to die on the ground or in the air." He said, "Okay, I give you the boon. I don't want to die indoors or outdoors." He said, "Okay, I give you the boon. I don't want to be died. I don't want to be killed by any weapon." He said, "Okay, I will give you that boon. And then I cannot die from any animal or any man." He said, "Okay, that will be done." So then, how did Hiranyakashipu was killed by Nrsimhadev? So difficult. Neither indoors nor outdoors, neither day nor night, neither by weapon, and then neither by man nor beast. So he came as half lion, half man. So he was neither beast, animal, nor was he a man. And then he killed him in the sunset, neither the daytime nor nighttime. So his sunset is in between. And then he killed him at the door of the palace. So he was not indoors nor outdoors. And then he killed him on the lap. It was neither in the air nor on the ground. That also fulfilled. And he used his nails to kill him. So there was no weapon used. So that's why you may think you are very clever, but of course the Lord is more clever. So finally he died. And the Lord Nrsimhadev, you see, he was so angry. When he killed this, he was very angry. Lord Shiva, Lord Brahma, all the devas came and they were very frightened of the Lord. He said, how? He's so angry, the Lord is so angry, we dare not go near him. So they told Prahlad, "Why don't you go and talk to him and tell him to cool down?" So Prahlad was so fearless, he went to him and he prayed nice mantras to the Lord. And the Lord became very pleased. And then he said, "Oh, I'm so pleased with you. I want to give you a benediction, a boon." "What? Ask me for a boon." And then Prahlad said, "I don't want any boon. I have your devotion to you. That is the greatest pleasure I have. I don't want anything else." Then he said, "No, I want you to ask me because I want to give you. You cannot say no. Ask for me something." He said, "I don't want anything for myself, but my father, even though he was a big demon, but still he was my father. Can you help him? I don't want him to suffer so much." And then what did Nrsimha Dev say? He said, don't worry, because you are my pure devotee. 21 generations ahead of you and 21 generations before you all get liberated to the supreme world, to the spiritual world. So that is the benefiction. And then you see, the Lord Nrsimha Dev hugged Prahlad. You just imagine, would you like to be hugged by the Supreme Lord? It's so nice, isn't it? So fortunate Prahlad Maharaj is, because you are so dedicated to the Supreme Lord that the Lord even hugged you. So, who would like to read this? 926.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Manju.
Could I read?
Yes, please.
Thank you. Hare Krishna. Patram pushpam phalam toyam yo me bhaktya pravakshai tat aham bhakte upatam ashnami prayata manaha.
Raya
One who
Atmanaha.
tayata manaha. If one offers me with love and devotion, leaf, a flower, a fruit, or water, I will accept it.
Thank you. So Krishna is saying that if you want to offer me anything, I will accept any flowers you offer me, any fruits you offer me, any leaf means vegetables and grains you offer me, and water means any water or drinks you offer me. This one I take, but I will not take meat. It's not in the list of things he wants. He doesn't accept meat. And of course, among the plants also, it is written in the scriptures that he doesn't take onion and garlic also. So that's why when we offer anything we cook, vegetarian food, without onion and garlic to the Lord, and you offer with love. That's what he sees. He wants to see your love. And you're cooking with love for the Lord and cooking for Krishna. And then with love, he gives you back as prasadam. So what can be so beautiful but that? And you see this lady here, she is a very nice lady. She is a fruit seller. So what happened? One day, the parents had gone out and Krishna was there. And this lady was walking and said, fruits, fruits, fruits. She had fruits in a basket for sale, fruits for sale. So then Krishna came out and he said, I want fruits. He said, but I'm selling fruits. He said, I don't have money. He said, never mind, you bring some rice, I give you some fruits, in exchange. So he said, okay. So he went and he took his hands and he took the rice in his hands, and he was walking, because his hand was so small. Finally, when he reached the lady in front, all the grains had fallen down. And he had only nothing in his hand. And then the lady looked at him and she said, never mind, take all the fruits. And then he took the fruits. And then after that, he said, but I didn't give you anything. She said, never mind, it's okay. I give you free of charge. You are a very nice little boy. I don't charge you. Never mind, you just take. So then after that, Krishna took the fruits and went in. And then she was going to carry her basket, and she saw the fruits all finished already. Then she said, why my basket so heavy? And then what she see? Gems in the basket. Krishna saw the love of her, that she gave him fruits without even any thought of getting money. Never mind, it's okay. So Krishna rewarded her with a basket full of jewels. The jewels are more expensive than the fruit, right? But that is Krishna. You give him the love, he will give you 100%, much more. That is only thing he want to see you. I give you an example. Supposing you give your child some money and he saves the money or she saves the money, and then after your birthday, they buy a present for you. And then will you be happy or not? Or if you are a child, you buy a present for your mother, will she be happy? Yes, she will be happy, or he will be happy, the father. He said, what a good boy. But whose money is it? Actually, it's the parents' money only gave to the boy or the girl, and then they saved it and they buy a present and give as a present. And the parents feel very happy. Whose money was it? It's not the parents cannot afford to buy the present for themselves, but they see the love with which the children have bought the present for them, and they are very happy. And then next time, if the children ask for more money, they will give. You take more, never mind, no problem. You are very nice children. But on the other hand, if you give the money to your children and they go out and buy cigarettes and they do nonsense, I don't know what else they buy, things which are not good for health. Then next time they come, I want money. Would you give? Say no, I don't want. So in this way, Krishna is like a father, where if it is good for you, he will give you a lot. Don't worry. But if it is not good for you and you use it for the wrong purpose, he will not give you. He said, forget it. You are using it for the wrong purpose. If I give you, it's even worse. Okay, who would like to read this? Who hasn't read yet?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
I'd like to try.
Yeah.
Manmana bhava mada bhakto mada yaji mama namaskuru mama evashasi yukta vaivam atmana mata parayanaha. Engage your mind always in thinking of me, become my devotee, offer obeisances to me and worship me. Being completely absorbed in me, surely you will come to me.
So,
Thank you, Prabhuji.
this is the last verse of today's chapter. And always the last verse, Krishna is always gives you the golden secret, the key to going back to the spiritual world. You see, most of the chapters, the last verse, that is what is Krishna is always telling the secret key, how to go back. This concluding verse is giving you the key how to stop coming back to this material world and reach the spiritual world. So you must engage your mind, always thinking of me, become my devotee, offer obedience to me, worship me, completely absorb in me. You will come to me. Okay, so this is how you must always do chanting about him. You must always associate with devotees and sing kirtan. You must have some altar and pray. You must do aarti. You must offer food to the Lord. You must do your job as per what Krishna wants you to do. Like Arjuna, he said, you must go and fight. So you doing your job is also devotional service. Do it well. If you do your job well, you know when you go back to the spiritual world, you can serve the Lord nicely, well also. If here you are very lazy and you don't do it well, you go back to when you reach the spiritual world, you won't do it well. So do your duty here well. When you go spiritual world, you also will serve the Lord nicely. You will also have nice association. Everything will be perfect. That is why this is actually a practicing ground for us to go back to understand what to do when we go to the spiritual world. Okay. So who would like to read this? Who hasn't read yet?
I shall read, Prabhu.
Yeah, okay.
By chanting the Hare Krishna mantra, one immediately concentrates on the sound vibration and thinks of the lotus feet of the Lord. And very quickly, one is elevated to the position of samadhi or trance. If one goes on chanting the holy names of the Lord, which are not different from the Supreme Personality of Godhead, naturally his mind becomes absorbed in thought of the Lord. Srimad Bhagavatam 4.8.44 purport. Hare Krishna.
Thank you. So if you're chanting, you're concentrating on the sound vibration and things of the lotus feet of the Lord. You're always elevated to samadhi or trance. This is the samadhi or trance that you want to do. Not that you control your mind, your senses, look at the feet, don't sit too high, don't sit too low, and put your mind here and there. No, you chant the holy name and listen to what you're chanting. When you're chanting, you listen. And if you like, also you can think of the lotus feet of the Lord. And it is none different from the Supreme Lord. Naturally, his mind becomes absorbed in the thought of the Lord. So your mind becomes absorbed and you will definitely reach the supreme destination. Okay, we recap chapter 9, 9.1. Quality to receive the knowledge is you get relief from materials. And then the king of education is the direct perception, meaning that you will taste it. If you do what it is thought, you do it by direct perception, you will feel joy and you feel very fulfilled, and it is very everlasting. And then 9:11 Krishna says, fools deride me, they don't know my transcendental nature. And 9:13 and 22 he said protection. Krishna says that if they trust in me, I will actually take care of them. Don't worry. Remember Mirgari, the hunter? He was praying and chanting. Krishna took care of all his needs. Offering with love and devotion. Whatever you do it with love and devotion. And then what to do? You're supposed to think and be a devotee and think of the Lord, be a devotee, pay obeisances, and always be fully conscious of Krishna. And then the easiest way for absorption is chanting the holy name. Okay. So with that, I stop here, and I got some sad news. Our Gita Gyan, one of the students, the sister contacted COVID, and her name is Mariama, and she passed away today in the hospital. So we like to pray for her. So how we prayed yesterday for Talwan's sister-in-law, today we pray for Kalyama's sister. So all of you can please repeat after me. Sri Krishna Chaitanya,
Sri Krishna Chaitanya,
Prabhu Nityananda,
Prabhu Nityananda,
Sri Advaita Gadadara,
Shri Advaita Gadadara,
Srivasadi Gaura Bhaktavinda.
Shadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda.
Okay, every one of us 3 times.
You are muted, ma.
Hare Krishna,
Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Krishna Krishna,
Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare
Hare
Rama
Rama,
Rama
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 Hare
Hare Hare,
Hare. Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna, Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Hare.
Hare,
Hare
Hare
Rama,
Rama,
Hare
Hare
Rama,
Rama,
Rama
Rama Rama,
Rama,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare.
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Hare.
Hare, Hare
Rama,
Rama, Hare
Hare
Rama,
Rama,
Rama
Rama
Hare
Rama,
Hare.
Hare Hare. Hare
Hare
Krishna, Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Hare.
Those who know this bhajan can follow me. Those who don't know, maybe you just listen. Namaste Narasingaya Galada Lada Daiye Hiranyakashi Tilatanka
Mantakalai ito narasing
Shingo Parato Nashingo Yato Yato
yato
Yato Shingo
nasinga
Ahe
pahi nasinga hidai nasinga narasinga
Din Saranam Prapade
matupadi
Tava
tav karumalapade
Nakam Abhutashi
singhan dalita hiranyakashipu tanuvringam Keshavadvaita Narahari Rupa Jai
Jai Jai Jai
Jai Jagadish Hare
Jai
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 Jagadish Hare
Jai
Jai Jagadish Hare
Jai
Jaya
Shingadev Jaya Shingadev
Nrsimhadev
Jaya Shingadev
Nrsimhadev Jaya Nrsimhadev Jaya
Prahlad
Prahlad Maharaj Jaya Prahlad Maharaj Jaya Prahlad Maharaj Jaya Prahlad Maharaj
Hari Bol Hari
Hari Bol
Hari Bol
Hari Bol Jaya Hari Bol
Shingadev
Jai Bhagwan ki jai.
Maharaj ki jai. Bol So we pray Om Shanti 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 Om. We pray to the Lord that the sister Mariama will actually be helped in her next journey, and if she can be brought back to the spiritual world, it is very nice, but otherwise we pray that at least she will be put into a family of devotees to continue her spiritual life. Hare Krishna. Okay, for today's class, any questions?
Prabhu, Prabhu,
Yes, I'm here.
I'm looking at text 12 of the Bhagavad Gita.
Chapter 9?
12, text 12.
No, which chapter?
Chapter 9. I'm talking about chapter 9 only today.
Yes, tell me.
Yeah, it reads, one who considers the body of Krishna to be material should be driven out from all rituals and activities of the Sruti and Smriti.
The purport.
Yeah, I'm reading the purport, the last para.
One who considers the body of Krishna to be male should be driven out from the rituals and activities of the Sruti and things. One is but ease his face, one should not. Okay, what's the question?
Yeah, can you recap? Because I remember the first day you did tell about Sruti and Smriti. I can't remember.
Sruti are the Vedas and Smriti are the given scriptures like Ramayana, Mahabharata, and Puranas.
Smriti, is it? The second one.
Yeah.
Is the
Vedas.
Vedas and Sruti is?
Smriti is the Puranas and the like Mahabharata and other Ramayana and the other scriptures that came after the Vedas.
Okay. So Sruti is Vedas.
Shruti is Vedas, yes.
Okay, okay. So and the Vedas you said is material and spiritual, is it?
No.
There are two types of Vedas.
There is the Kama Kanda section where you are those who are materialistic devotees or people devotional, I mean, who are God conscious but materialistic, and they want more material benefits, they follow the karma kanda section. But actually, if you really read all the Vedas, finally the conclusion is you should give up all this karma kanda and just take the devotional service of the Lord. But you see, the people, they may not be coming to their final destination. They might be actually just reading this. You know, it's like Krishna telling that you want material things, you do this, and finally, what's the use of all this? Better you just ask for spiritual things because that is permanent. So same also the Vedas is that, but the Vedas are very huge and difficult to understand. So it's not recommended for you to go into it because you will probably get lost. And even there are no qualified gurus to teach you the Vedas. Even Bhagavad Gita, even you have to get a guru to teach you. What about the Vedas? And the Vedas, there are no qualified people at the present Kali Yuga because they themselves have no full knowledge. You understand?
Yes, Hare Krishna Prabhu, yes.
Okay.
Yeah, but when you're saying about Bhagavad Gita, like I think I asked you the last class.
Yeah.
This Bhagavad Gita is the actual translation. This actual Sanskrit is in this Bhagavad Gita.
Actually,
The one
Sanskrit is in all Bhagavad Gitas. There is Sanskrit cannot be changed.
no, the what I'm saying is the verses from the original.
Yeah.
You know,
Everything is original. Only the translation sometimes is changed.
changes.
According to the mood, I mean the biasness of the translator. But but the Sanskrit can never be changed.
Okay.
Interpretation can be changed, but the actual thing cannot be changed. All
Change.
Bhagavad Gitas have the same thing. Sanskrit is a language which cannot change. It's very fixed.
Fixed. Okay.
Okay.
Because there's another group earlier. There was another group. I have that Bhagavad Gita where they didn't put anything in Sanskrit. Everything is written in English.
Oh,
so and it's in a story form. So it's no puppets or it was just chapter by chapter. But I can't recall offhand. But I did buy the book.
Okay.
So that's why I say there are few Gita, different type of Gita books. Bhagavad Gita,